This podcast is produced by the Harwood Productions Podcast Network. To learn more about the network and to find more of our shows, visit us online at www.harwoodpodcast.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harris. Fall is in the air and a brand new crop of fruits and vegetables are awaiting us. Welcome to the Farmers Market Gourmet. Well, even though it's fall, we still have a ton of tomatoes showing up at the farmer's market. Whether they're Romas or heirlooms, I've got a great recipe that is so wonderful to serve with pretty much anything. It's a crostini. Now, crostini really means crust, and so what you need to do is get some sort of bread. Now, this is some leftover baguette that I had, but I've used focaccia and, pretty much anything. You do want it to be a sturdy bread that you can slice yourself, and you'll notice you want to cut it fairly thick, about 3/4 to an inch thick. And then you're going to take your slices and you're going to put them on a baking sheet. Now you'll notice I'm not using any parchment, and the reason is because I'm going to be broiling these toasts, and parchment would catch on fire and that would be bad. Now I'm going to get my broiler going and put it on the top shelf, and basically I leave the door open ajar, and you want to stick with these because you want to get them nice and brown, but you don't want them to burn. Now you'll notice this isn't a light toast. I really want some dark color on those edges because that's going to give it really good flavor. Now the next thing I want to do is get 1 clove of garlic, and I just want to nip off that one end and peel it because I want it to stay whole. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that garlic and I'm going to drag it all over my little crostini toasts. Now it's funny because you think, oh, well, that's not going to really get much, garlic flavor on there, Cindy, but it's amazing. The roughness of the bread, because it's been grilled, kind of grates off a little bit of the garlic. And by the time you're done running this garlic clove over each of your breads, you're going to end up with this little nub of garlic. So you know it's gone somewhere. Now the crostinis can just set to the side while you get the topping ready. And for this, I'm going to take some of the tomatoes that I got at the farmer's market, and I'm going to start with 1 or 2 tomatoes. I'm going to core them, and then I'm going to cut them in half, and then I want to squeeze the juice out. So I have a little bowl on the side, and the reason I don't want all that juice is because, as you can see, there is a lot of water, and what I really want is just the tomato. So once I get the tomato juiced, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start chopping it up into about a medium-sized dice. And then I just want to get 1 cup full. So you use just as many tomatoes as you need. It really depends on the size of your tomato. Now, just go ahead and put your 1 cup of tomatoes in a medium-sized bowl, and then let's start adding some flavor. First comes about a tablespoon of capers that I've drained off, and then I'm going to put in 1 minced clove of garlic, and then I need to add some olive oil, only about a tablespoon. And then for the big flavor, I'm going to put in some fresh basil, and I'm going to get about 6 leaves, and I'm going to stack them up together and kind of roll them, and I'm going to do what they call a chiffonade, which is where I very thinly slice the basil, and it almost makes like little shreds. And then once I've chiffonaded it, I am going to go ahead and chop it up just a little bit finer. And then I'm going to take and add that into the bowl with all the rest of the ingredients. Then I'm going to add a sprinkle of kosher salt and a couple cracks of black pepper, kind of to taste. And then go ahead and use a spoon and mix that up and give it a little taste. The salt is an important part with this dish. It needs to bring the tomato flavor out, so make sure you have enough. Now all we have to do is take that wonderful tomato, caper, basil mixture and place it on top of our little crostinis. And I just make a whole plate of these. And it's really great. You can serve these as an appetizer if you'd like, or a starter. But a lot of times what I'll do is, if it's really warm out and I'm making, say, some grilled fish, I may make 2 of these little crostinis and put it on the plate with the grilled fish or grilled chicken, and it's almost like a little salad and a little bread, and the flavor is unbelievable. You want to use up every last little drop of this tomato caper mixture. In fact, many times I'll drizzle the juice onto the toast as well, because it's a thick toast. It can absorb all those juices. Well, these crostinis use wonderful things from the farmer's market. Basil, tomatoes, sometimes you can even get a nice loaf of crusty bread. You're going to want to keep this type of recipe in the back of your mind, because you can add it to literally any dish and it's going to taste fantastic. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to get the recipes from this show, just go to our website. I'll see you next time.